Hello everyone, this is Big Alski. Well, WolfheartSpell asked me to capture a couple of his Ultimate Ninja trial videos and, capture them off his Ninja Cinema and then do some commentary. He actually, gave me some tips and wrote out what he wanted me to say, and then I could add whatever I wanted to say, on his commentary. First of all, I want to say I think it's great that, one of the top players in the game, wants to make some of the harder videos and share them with everybody and give good tips. He doesn't have the ability right now to capture and make videos, and I was more than happy to help out, so people can see one of the a really good player get through this, especially this one by himself. And he's just real smart about it. Knows the enemies, knows what to do on certain enemies, and of course that's the key to it, to really getting through a lot of these harder trials. This one he doesn't need a partner, but he does give some tips for me that I'll read later on about, if you have a partner. So, what he starts out saying is, whenever he takes out the beret guys, he waits for them, to slide towards him like that, and then do the Azuna drop, make them commit to their move, and then you come back with with your move. Now, OTing the enemy is what's going to, help build your, Nimpo meter up. And, but there's certain times that you can use it and certain times that you, don't want to use it. And you'll see sometimes it's like, well, why didn't he OT that guy? And, you could get yourself in trouble because of the recovery frame. So, I think he does what's best and knows, when the best time to OT and when the, best time to just, hey, let me just leave it alone. And then, after he kills all the beret guys, he says you can take out the other types of enemies with running YY, XY for an instant kill. Now, he typed in the word easily, to say easily, but, to me, the timing has to be, really good with the running YY, and then whenever you press the XY to do the Azuna drop, your timing really is critical. But I think, once you get that down, it shouldn't be, that big of a problem. I personally haven't played a lot of the trials. I'm more of a campaign player, and so I'm not good with the timing. But I think after watching this, it gives a real idea of when he's pressing the XY after his running YY. And then that's really all he says. He's trying to get contracts fulfilled right now on this easier level. Like right there was an example of do the steel and bone, and shuriken, slide Y, to knock him off balance, followed by the Y to finish it up. So after he clears all these guys out, he says try to really have a UT ready for the next wave. So he could probably use his UT a lot earlier, but he doesn't. And he really wants that for the next wave. To start that out. You don't want to take a chance to maybe get yourself out of trouble, then all of a sudden the next wave start and you'd be overwhelmed because you didn't have your UT ready. It may not be that evident after the second wave or something like that, but on the harder levels, you probably really want to have that UT ready. So it appears that when these guys are bloody, they're running YY, the first Y will kill them, and you can follow up with an OT. And then when they're not bloody, you can catch them in the Azuna drop. Now, it doesn't appear to me that, you know, he could use a Nimpo here. That's part of the contract, but I guess he doesn't because he wants it to add a little bit of life back to his bar. So, I mean, you saw it only added just a little bit, but, you know, he has the UT ready to start the next wave. So he writes, you know, release the UT, you should kill 3 enemies. Then leave the Alchemist for last unless they are charging. Kill them with running YYXY. Make sure that the first Y hits them. If it doesn't, you won't be able to lift them up in the air. For the ghost soldiers, throw a shuriken to make them visible. If you see they're stunned, flying swallow him by pressing X+A, which, you know, X+A targets the enemy, and then Y to do the instant kill flying swallow. Use your UT and Nimpo in this wave. Save your second UT for the start of wave 3. When you only have Alchemists left, you can kill them like before, or knock them down with the Y, then forward Y, XXXY for an instant kill. So again, you know, follow up with the OT when the OT, yeah, whenever possible. You know, to build your UT meter up, I mean your Nimpo meter up. And see, the Alchemist was close to their, you know, to his location, so he didn't want to take a chance of doing the OT and then get grabbed out of recovery frame. I mean, you really have to play smart and know the enemy patterns, especially when you're playing by yourself. You might be able to get away with, you know, some of these extra risky moves, you know, with a partner. And that was an example of the Alchemist charging, so he knew that he could do the running YY into the Azuna drop. But as you can see, patience is really the key to this, trying not to force the issue. Again, the Alchemist was there, YOT, and get grabbed out of recovery frames, and then it's over with. You could tell he really wanted to OT that guy. It's good to see, you know, even the champions miss the Azuna drop every now and then. I missed it a few times in my videos, and it's good to see the champions miss it too. I don't feel so bad. So after you release the UT, he says, you know, recommends taking out the rocket launchers first by using the flying swallow. You know, using X+A to target them and Y. Then try to take out the beret guys next. You know, with the same strategy as earlier, let them slide towards you. You know, let them commit to their move, and then you know, Azuna drop them. Again, you don't want to OT, you know, one of these guys with the rocket launcher guy still out there, and then after you're, you know, get a rocket full of, a face full of rockets. Now the running Y will break these guys' shields. And then once their shields are gone, you know, do the same thing that he had recommended with the running YY into the Azuna drop. He wrote something here about using A to jump, B on landing 360, Y, then XXXY for the armored soldiers, and I didn't see him use it, or if he did, I didn't know. You know, the controls are a little bit different in trials than what they are versus the campaign. So maybe he's doing the on landing 360Y, and I'm just not aware of it. But that's what he says. But it looks like to me it's the running, you know, YYXY. He said feel free to add what I wanted, but I think I'd said a little earlier. You know, I hadn't even played these to really know what to add. I mean, I can add what I see, but I think it's pretty obvious. He's throwing shurikens at these guys. I think it's, you know, to hope that they charge, you know, go on the ground to charge. Like right there. And then that way he can do the running YY, because he said, you know, you have to be able to catch that first one in order to finish out the move. But again, patience is key. But he says release your UT, which he's already done, and you've killed 2 or 3 alchemists. Once the Regents spawn, only kill them with running YYXXXY when they're charging. And that's the Alchemist that we were talking about. Don't obliterate them, because the Regents will grab you. Once all 12 Alchemists are dead, use your Nempo against the Regents and attack them by doing running YY. Once one goes into his bloody state, attack him with running Y. And once he starts throwing his blood balls, make sure the second Regent isn't able to hit you. I mean, that's important. That's the reason, you know, this last part of the video is going to be a long time, so he can separate everybody out. And, you know, he doesn't want to make any, you know, bad decisions or bad mistakes by getting a little greedy. So, you know, make sure the second Regent isn't able to hit you. Then once he's dead, he says it's cake. But, you know, it's, you know, these guys say it's cake, but, you know, to the average guys, it's not always as easy as they make it sound. Then running YY until he dies. Until the last Regent dies is what he's saying. It would be great if there was a way that you could, you know, use your Nempo and get to an area where you know it was safe to OT these guys, build your Nempo up again. Because your Nempo bar would fill up really fast with these Alchemists, but of course, you know, a couple hits from those Regents and you'll probably die. I'm sure, you know, WolfheartSpell has experimented with all the different ways to do this, and this way, you know, works best for him. There might be other ways, but this is a pretty safe way. Again, you know, playing smart and having patience, knowing your enemies, knowing your surroundings. I mean, that goes all the way back to the commentary videos I made from Ninja Gaiden Black, and it, you know, it still holds up today. I would love to be able to play some music right about now, because I mean this last part, you know, takes a while to do. But if YouTube doesn't approve the commentary or the music that you use in your commentary video, they erase everything, not just the music but all the commentary. So what you're hearing for music is what you're gonna get. I guess I could sing to you guys, but you know, I don't think that would be a good idea. His video is not my singing's so bad the video wouldn't help, you know. Well, I guess y'all could always mute it, I guess. You can tell I have nothing to say and nothing to add. You know, that's the bad thing. You saw that off screen, that blood come flying at you. His blood bullet or throw or whatever you want to call it that he's using at you. And boy, that would suck to get that from off screen. You know, like come out right there and then him, you know, then hit you like right there. That was a perfect example. Now I've seen some Ninja Cinemas where guys, you know, jump over that. You know, you can dodge it left or right, but you know, I saw one guy, him jump over it. So I don't know if he's jumping up on purpose just to kind of, you know, psych him out to get them together, or it's the crappy game. There was another close call. Or, you know, it's the crappy game not responding sometimes. I'm sure it's easy to lose focus on what you're doing. I mean, he knows when the best time to attack is. Boy, got a little close right there again. This is such a good example. I've said it 2 or 3 times already about, you know, just being patient. Picking your fights, you know, when to attack. That was the on-landing 360, or the 360. Y right there. I don't think it was on landing, but that's what that looked like. So when he said he'd used it a little earlier, it didn't look like it to me. But then again, like I said, the controls could be a little bit different here in Trials. He might watch this video and, you know, make a text comment on it or something like that. Wow. Finally, he's dead. So now he can attack this last one a little bit, you know, more regular. He doesn't have to wait for, you know, specific openings, and then he uses running YY and then throws some shurikens at him. It looks like the camera angle gets a little funny. I don't know if that's him controlling it a certain way or the game actually turning a certain way, but boy, that could mess you up. I know it messed me up sometimes on my Ultimate Ninja run, thinking I was going to go one way and went back to another way. And then, you know, you get yourself killed. That's the reason, you know, having that good pattern that he does, you know, running around, you know, a specific way, or for the most part. I don't know if he's the arrows are hitting to do some extra damage, or he's just toying with him. He said he got a little cocky, but boy, that could get you in trouble. I don't recommend, you know, getting cocky, especially if you get this far by yourself, or even with a partner. I'm sure your partner would be pissed if you ended up dying, and then he went to go try to save you, and then him dying too. So sometimes it's better, especially to finish this off, if it's your first time. He says if you're going to play with two players, he says when playing with a partner, one player distracts the Regents while the other players take out the Alchemist one by one, and then each one take a Regent. So this is still impressive to do this on your own. I remember when these trials came out and everybody was saying how extremely tough and hard and impossible some of them were, and now look, a few months later, you know, people are doing these ones solo. But it's still a little irritating that you can't do them all solo, and that's one of my, you know, biggest gripes about it. I just don't like that you can't do that. You know, in the other Ninja mission mode of Ninja Gaiden, you could do that solo. But anyway, he's fixing to beat this guy, and I'm going to upload the other videos here, make the commentaries, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.